ranked team in the country. And again, coming off a 14-12 victory. Opening face-off underway here from Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium. Alec Stathakis with the win for DU, and he is phenomenal on that face-off dot and starts things off well.
Using that extra 42 inches of your stick, reaching out past the goalie and able to use his top of the stick and just put it past Thompson.
And you could see Avanzado there when he...
Excellent hit, so showing like he's going to shoot, getting to that top side to increase his angle, a great overhand finish.
For Michael Lampert, the
job of curling up towards the ball, increases his angle, and has a great overhand to 5-hole finish.
Stathakis dominating right now on faceoffs. He's going up against a freshman, Matt Constantinides, and right now...
That ball could not be better placed right into that upper 90, that top right corner. Sometimes as a goalie, even at this stage, you kind of almost have to tip your cap and say, hey, that's a great shot.
Constantinides able to come up with that one, his first face-off.
With an offense like Towson's, if you see how many shots they get off, you know you're not going to just stop them from getting shots, but what you need to make sure you're doing is you've got to stick in their hands and making it tough for them that if they are shooting, they're having to shoot through a stick, shoot through pressure on their hands. Not a guy that's going to get a lot of shots of carrying the ball, initiating to, so if that's your matchup, you got to know you've got to have stick on him and stick on his hands at all times. And I know that goal is going to be frustrating for Coach T after coming out of a timeout, and you just score 30 seconds after a timeout. Those are critical.
The Pioneers at 4-4, but 18th, and with a big win last week over Ohio State. 7th-ranked Ohio State at the time.
Oh, man, that guy's just trying to show off or whatever. But what that actually does is it actually increased Johnny Morocco's angle. Like we said before, earlier on Avanzado's goal, when he reached his stick, where that stick has extra eyes, it actually had a better angle of the goal, so he just flipped, putting up passing lanes. And Jack Hanna does a great job, and he's one of the best players in the country at putting himself in a spot to be successful. He catches that ball, and he actually took some steam off that ball, if you could tell, and just used the earth, used the ground to kind of get long to guess. And that was your stick falls, you can play defense with your hands. You have to get off the field, and as he's running off, Towson recognizes it. Schilling does a great job. And one thing that Coach Nyland told us is just the high IQ that Schilling has.
Wilson firing along with another stop, the denial.
You going after each one? Are you kind of making sure that the ball's going your way? Are you scrapping for every play? But on some of these right there, the broken stick that turns into a goal. A tipped pass that doesn't go in, falls right into DeMayo's stick, who's ready to let the ball fly. These are just breaks that this DU team just, I feel like, constantly, week after week, has been having to go up against.
Finally, Stathakis able to come up with it. Pioneers right before the half as Marino started here today, and he's got 14 saves as Stathakis wins another one. That's 10 out of 13 opportunities for the preseason All-American Alec Stathakis. And now
I think that he's going to go low and actually just puts it right where long stick was. So that's a great play, using a little misconception right there by Hanna. And once again, Stathakis does a great job winning this ball. Now let's keep riding this momentum. Get the ball back to the offense until you look at it. Hanna does a great job. And then number 2, put the ball in 3, an off-stick side bouncer. Twister going down the alley, creating separation. And then another one. Let's look at these 3 different goals that started the half, Brad. First one, high bounce shot, changing your plane. Number 2, a twister, increasing your angle. And then number 3, an off-stick side bouncer. So that clearly had to have been something that Coach Brown and Coach Tierney talked to them at halftime, is let's change our plane. Stop giving this goalie such easy looks just right into his right plays. Have to be so perfect. But right there, the connection between Morocco and Hanna, on point, perfect catch and finish. Now we got a tie ball game. As he looked around, figuring someone was on him, and just noticed no one was. Then took advantage. Puts it right to the off-stick side of Thompson.
Wilson couldn't come up with it, and the Tigers do. April 2nd for Military Appreciation Night. Grab your seats today at coloradomammoth.com. After a 4-1.
Was that twister, now just rears back and lets this one fly and goes stick side high. And now we're tied at 8.
Casey Wilson comes out of the pile with that one, tries to find Simmons.
Get off. Or B, that Riley Curtis, a very strong, dominant left-handed player, Canadian, puts it into his right. I think it probably almost shocked him that ball went in, but nonetheless, great shot. Used a kind of little screen as he was going down. That ball was perfectly placed into that top right corner that didn't allow Long to even a chance to get there. And get down. Break down as he's approaching you and just keep forcing him down the side. That's not an opportunity right there, and you're not really going to get anything. And if he does hit him with that elbow, break down with your stick in front of him, force Bender down, and Long can't quite get back up to get to it.
For Connell, 8th goal of the season. Pioneers back to a 2-goal lead. And I
actually thought on that pass before, if that pass was a little bit better to Noah Manning, he could have probably caught and finished that really quickly, but since he had to catch on the opposite side